Hello everyone, got two exciting Ark Nova replays today. You've seen the title, you know what's coming, it's Empty Petting Zoo Day. So first we'd like to dedicate this video to Employee 427 Stanley, the creator of the Empty Petting Zoo. No one had ever done it before him. Truly the master of the Empty Petting Zoo, so this video wouldn't be possible without you, Stanley. But let's get into the replays. So we're sort of following on the same theme of last week, which is Tsong Chen is unbeatable at the moment. I think this is win number 55 in a row, this game here. So spoilers, yes, Tsong Chen does win. We're looking at this from his perspective. This was a turn-based game against Human Light, who is quite a strong player, mid 600s. So the projects are Herbivores, Habitat Diversity, Australia. Hello, Maro. We're on Park Restaurant, and Tsong Chen's end goals are large animal and conservation. Hello, Marta. Yeah, so not the clearest opening choices here. You can obviously rush towards habitat diversity. There's giraffe and caiman for that. It's okay. The sponsors are just sort of average. Polar bear exhibit is still fine, just when there's not species diversity, it loses a lot of value. It's still okay. So honestly, you could make an argument for nearly any card here. Could even go heavy predator route, but Tsong Chen decides to start with the two different habitats, the playable sponsor and bird breeding program for some potential upside here. Human Light is first player. They open with Australia Partner Zoo, one of the base projects. And here we go. First move of the game, Empty Petting Zoo. No petting zoos in sight, but very particular spot here on Park Restaurant lets you get the reputation and then draw a card from folder number 2, which happens to be Expert on Asia. Just a good sponsor overall, but especially when there's habitat diversity. Now there's 3 habitats in hand. So it's basically 6 money, and it's going to mean that none of these animals are playable in round 1. But the upside is with Polar Bear Exhibit, it does cover a large portion of the restaurant, so income won't be terrible. Opponent just builds a size 2. And Tsong Chen opens with Europe Partner Zoo, so definitely racing towards Habitats 5 here. There's some pretty good rewards on the track, haven't touched on that. 10 money is one of the better rewards, but also Partner Zoo on 8 is important to race for. That is one of the best rewards. Whoever gets Habitats 5 is nearly guaranteed to get the Partner Zoo on 8. And opponent plays Federal Grants, top tier sponsor. Also note that there is an eagle in the display here. Both players are just now getting their cards at 5. Tsong Chen plays the Polar Bear Exhibit, which is nice with the raccoon there. Just draws randomly from the deck and gets Geological, which is not going to be much use here. And Human Light takes the first card's action, which is not snapping the eagle, just drawing from the deck. I think Eagle can be snappable. I think it's not necessarily doesn't necessarily have to be snappable at this stage of the game. You also want things that'll help your early game tempo, and Eagle does not do that at all. So if you need to look for specific cards, then drawing from the deck is fine. Tsong Chen builds a size 3, which is going to be for the giraffe in the next round, and covers the player sponsor for money and plays Expert on Asia. Just fully surrounding the restaurant. So even though no animals are played, up to 15 income. perfectly fine. Opponent builds another size 2. But I think in this position it does make sense to snap the eagle, because Tsong Chen already has... Well, I mean, ideally you'd already take these 3 cards, but I guess Bird Breeding Program can go and you just take the eagle as well as the... Well, you don't even need to take the Cayman anymore because the eagle is in America's tag. Well, so is the raccoon, I guess. Interesting to see what he keeps. Opponent starts with the Greater Raya and Kookaburra. So, has Australia 2? We know they don't have bird breeding programs, so potentially a release 2 different habitats. Tsong Chen is not playing animals for a while, so just X's that down. Sort of in the way there. An opponent plays Expert in Herbivores, which is another beautiful sponsor card. Like, when Herbivores is one of the base projects, basically equal with federal grants, I would say. Maybe a bit worse because it's blocked at 5, but still hugely important. And we just have the break here. Okay, so it does keep bird breeding, gets rid of the Cayman. We have a lot of Africa show up in the display, which is perfect for Tsong Chen. Sorry, no it's not. Already has the giraffe. Perfect for the opponent. They built another size 2. It's a pretty funny move. Well, pretty funny is looking at their map. 3 size 2s. That signals that they want to play an animal before they do an association. Maybe they have a herbivore or something. Get to 2 herbivores. Tsong Chen just grabs the Australia Partners who upgrades build. So yeah, if he builds over the raccoon, giraffe, raccoon, bam, 5 continents. The opponent plays the Great Hornbill, which is the 3rd bird so far. Also 3 continents. So they could definitely be looking at supporting habitats at 3. Normally I really don't like it. But Tsong Chen has sort of, by grabbing Europe and Australia, sort of signaled that he's really going hard for Habitats 5, and it's better to support Habitats at 3 if you're not going to win the race to 5. Might as well get the support in at 3 early. This is the build action, so just kiosk size 1 for the raccoon, draws it from range, and that's it. No other building. So looking to save money, needs 27 total to play both of these. We could see a very interesting break 3 move, and it wouldn't be the worst, because with the giraffe you boost sponsors up again anyway, so you basically like break 3 then fully break. Hey Mike. Human Light does just support Habitats at 3. So now it's not as urgent to get both of these out, but I mean, you might as well anyway. Take size 2 as first reward, which, you know, I don't hate. They have an upgraded build. See what they do upgrade here. They upgrade sponsors, okay. Size 2 makes sense then, just still very funny map. But with that, their income's now ahead, that they've fully surrounded the restaurant. We do have this break 3 move. Opponent just going to draw from the deck. And Tsong Chen just spends the next here to get both these animals out. With 2 boosts, interesting to see which order he boosts these actions in. Because if Human Light's about to cause the break, then you want Association at 5. If Human Light is not about to cause the break, then sponsors can be at 4 or 5. It doesn't really matter, because 4 is going to cause the break anyway, so sort of hedges his bets. if Human Light does have a sponsor, then having sponsors at 5 would be 1 money better. But it turns out Human Light does not have a sponsor. Yeah, I think it's the right move. It's a better action order for the potential downside of losing 1 money if Human Light has a sponsor. You take your children to empty petting zoos so they can imagine what they'd pet? That seems a bit cruel. Take them to a real petting zoo. Come on, Richard. But yeah, we still have an empty petting zoo. There's no petting zoo animals in sight. So first move, we are going to see Habitats 5. Sort of interesting position in the game. This 10 money is going to be pretty big. I was going to say Human Light has a money lead, even though points are even. But Tsong Chen's about to even up money and get ahead in points with this project. Take snapping first as well, which is... Well, I've talked about it quite a bit, how snapping is now in vogue. Takes breeding cooperation. I mean, is playable with sponsors at 5 coming up. Plus going to be important to support something like herbivores at 2 immediately, or even getting to 4 or 5 Australia. Opponent's going to grab America's Partner Zoo. And decides to upgrade animals, still not upgrading build here. The upgrading animals could suggest that they're eyeing something like the Flamingo or Caracal, or even both of them. Tsong Chen just plays breeding co-op here. And Human Light builds a size 4 enclosure. So if you are going to build large enclosures and have size 2 enclosure reward, then upgrading build not as important as before. But kind of tricky on this map because there's really not a lot of room for other large enclosures because of these annoying upgraded build spots. So interesting to see how he navigates it. Okay, so in folder 6 there was the Australian sea lion all along. Human Light did not build size 4 for that because it's not touching water. But Tsong Chen snaps it up anyway, fighting for those Australia tags. Opponent plays the Mountain Tapir, extra value from Expert in Herbivores, plus the America's Partner Zoo. Digs away Shoebill. Actually revealed Diversity Researcher. Interesting. Digs away the Caracal as well. I don't know if I'd want to be digging away size 2 animals when you have size 2 rewards and empty size 2 enclosure. But that's just me. Could be putting Cable Car in range, I guess. And probably means that the 2 cards that Human Light has in hand are playable. Don't want to get rid of them. Okay, one of them Scarlet Macaw. Who actually grabs Cable Car, so that was the plan. Right, it's got a beautiful spot there. And gets 2 kiosks and a pavilion. So that's huge for not having upgraded build. Now income's up to 30. Points are back to level, but Tsong Chen has a 25 money lead at the moment. And also closer to Australia because of breeding co-op and this sea lion in hand. So we do just have kiosk plus size 4 for that sea lion. Opponent snaps up Diversity Researcher, so plan is probably going to be play Cable Car over this player sponsor for money, then play Diversity straight away. Not bad, you get 6 money back. Panda's a big fan of the no build upgrade down here. Tsong Chen just X's out sponsors here. Little bit interesting of an X out. You know that the opponent's going to play Cable Car plus Diversity next move. So, potentially looking to get a sneaky cards action in before playing the Sea Lion to make use of its sunbathing. We see Frilled Lizard in this play, actually a huge card for both players. So it could also be trying to get cards at 5 to snap it away, because it's got the rock icon and the Australia icon. Pretty important. Okay, so instead of Diversity coming down, it's actually Cable Car coming down. So we know that 2 cards in hand. One of them was just drawn randomly. And one of them is Diversity Researcher. Tsong Chen just plays the Sea Lion. Actually sells Bird Breeding Program. Little bit interesting. I mean, he does have Herbivores 2 plus... If now with cards there, I'd assume he's going to snap up the Frilled Lizard, which means he does have Australia 4 at least. So there are 2 projects to do there. I don't know if the 4 money is worth selling it though. Yeah, Human Light just X's back build, which forces Tsong Chen to spend an X to snap up the Frilled Lizard. Definitely worth it, I think. The first seal actually appears. But Human Light just causes the break here, which means Tsong Chen will be able to snap it up. Never correct to sell it. Money's a little bit tight with the Eagle, but yeah, I would have kept it personally. I'm not going to argue with the number 1 player though. So yeah, first seal seems like a very easy snap. Australia and rock icon again, like we talked about with the Frilled Lizard. Although Hydrology is also pretty interesting. Not a fan of the Frilled Lizard snap before, or the first seal snap. We do just have Herbivores 2, which is a pretty annoying block on Human Light. That would be one reason for Human Light to not want to cause the break, to support Herbivores 2 first. Does get size 2. Actually upgraded Association earlier from the second Partner Zoo, I think. So does get that 3rd free Partner Zoo at 8. Takes Africa, I guess just because there's Hippo and Zebra on the display. Would be very nice to play both of them 1-2 together. Donates as well. We see Taipan again, which is another Australia rock. So yeah, no project for Human Light to do, just grabs University, grabs the 2 rep 1 to upgrade cards. Tsong Chen just builds a size 5. Can't play the first seal for a little while because it needs upgraded animals. We can't get that until 5 reputation is the next spot. Opponent just snaps up the Taipan. So we know their hand is Taipan, Diversity Researcher, and Random card. Interestingly, nothing for the size 4, so a speculative size 4 there earlier. Tsong Chen just plays Frilled Lizard and gets an amazing draw, the Coty. Very nice 3rd bear for Polar Bear exhibit, and just a playable size 2 animal with size 2 rewards taken already. So very nice draw. Opponent just plays Chinese Water Dragon, sells a card. And Rhino. They must have had Rhino that whole time. Interesting, unless they randomly drew into it. But Rhino is huge for them. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't play... Maybe they didn't have enough to play Chameleon, but snapping up Hydrologist would have been quite nice there. Do get a project. Potentially Birds 5 would be nice so that Tsong Chen can't leech off it. That Rhino actually puts Human Light ahead in points for the first time in a little while. Tsong Chen is just going to grab Hand Size Uni. Spending an X to do it. Because the opponent can cause the break. I don't think they really want to, though. That is always an interesting question, Robert. So I actually don't know if we're seeing a replay bug or not. I don't know if Human Light has 2 cards or 3 cards. I would assume that they did not sell Taipan or Diversity Researcher. And they have the Association Project, so I would assume they have 3 cards in hand right now, but I can't confirm. Tsong Chen just keeps Large Animal Zoo, which is reasonable. With First Seal and Bald Eagle coming in, maybe you can find a 4th. Conservation Zoo has some upside, but it's pretty late in the game. Large Animal Zoo is at least guaranteed 2 CP. There's Diversity Researcher. So we're going to assume that the Taipan is still here and that the 1 card is not just the Association Project from the Rhino. We have a cards action before breaking. Before sponsoring. I guess in case you draw into a sponsor, but Tsong Chen wants to break anyway. I think I'd rather just break 5 and then cards 5. Human Light does a very interesting cards 3 action. Just trying to get some cards. Maybe trying to draw some cards before deciding on what to build here. Because he's going to get a size 2 anyway for the Taipan. This is the break. So Human Light does not have hand size. We're going to see if he has to discard 1 or not. Yeah, it does have to discard 1. So he actually does have 3 cards in hand right now. Size 2 for the Coty. Nice to clever back probably build here. In terms of snapping, Secretary Bird is nice to pair with the Bald Eagle. Science Museum could be a little scary. Opponent has 3 science tags. Yeah, Secretary Bird makes sense for the 4th large animal, and it's going to fit in the aviary anyway. Yeah, clevering back build. So I guess the plan is University to upgrade animals and, I don't know, maybe even sponsors. You don't really need to upgrade cards. And then play First Seal Coty. Both players have a lot in the bank. This is where not having build upgraded is really tricky to navigate. Because how on earth do you spend this money with only a size 2 enclosure? There's only room for a size 5 here, but this is normally where you'd put an aviary, which is still a reward here, I guess. Herbivore breeding program for the opponent. They don't take Aviary or Reptile House, they just take Worker. That does let him support another project this round, getting the 3rd Worker. They get X tokens from 5 CP as well. This is just second uni for Tsong Chen. Yeah, sponsors upgrade. So it allows you to play Hydrologist from range, probably, well, even Sponsorship Alliance is okay for 3 appeal from range. But there's not much upside to upgrading cards here, because it's pretty unlikely you're going to hit 9 or 10 reputation for the rest of the game. Then the only upside is drawing another card or drawing from range. Okay, I did forget about diversity researchers. So there's a bit more room than initially thought. Seems like it's a very speculative size 5 though. So pretty sure the only cards in their hand are the Taipan and Rhino Project. So it's just a random size 5 hoping to find something. Which are Furseal, which is Australian number 5 for Tsong Chen. Actually plays the Hippo from range here, which is going to be huge, being able to play Hydrologist. Basically an 8-point card for Tsong Chen, and then also denying it from Human Light. It's a very good card for Human Light. Already touching all the water, plus extra points for Diversity Researcher. Okay, we do have the Taipan. The Llama is in range. These folders should have moved. So it does play that as well. Pretty handy that came into range. Can flock it with the Rhino there. So that is rock number 6 for Cable Car. Well, yeah, kind of annoying seeing Guerrilla Field Research and Science Museum. It's actually really problematic. So Tsong Chen actually snaps away Guerrilla Field here. Otherwise, it's too threatening to allow Human Light to play both from range in the same turn. Seemed like it would give it like a huge advantage. So, like, kind of a weird move, but it makes sense. Human Light is spending 2 X's here to associate. Does have Herbivores at 4 and takes Snapping now, so really wants that Baboon Rock. Okay, that move is a tad weird to me, because you can just play Baboon Rock from display and then save some X tokens. I think if it was going to be to snap anything, I would have assumed like PFL or something to help like, I don't know, just have a playable animal there. No, we're not in PayPal territory. Okay, so from 8 CP there was player sponsor for money, which is why Baboon Rock out of everything. It is a rock icon. I guess there's a Tamarin here as well. I mean, having said all of this, Human Light is ahead on points, has a Rhino Project in hand, and is ahead on money. Endgames aren't looking too bad either, like maxed out Cable Car, Federal Grants already hit. Diversity Researcher, there's some endgame there. The problem is just having only 1 card in hand, which is a Rhino Project. Tsong Chen X's out build. This Venom's actually been very effective, like super annoying. Tsong Chen definitely is the one that wants the break here. So the advantage that Tsong Chen has is Australia 5 in hand. Rhino Project could definitely be America's. My first thought was birds, but I think America's would make more sense. Otherwise, maybe the PFL would have got snapped up. But yeah, Opponent just has complete lack of cards. They're spending an X to draw more cards. Draw 3 from the deck, and they do draw the Tamarin. Does have extra value with that Baboon Rock. Spokesperson, pretty interesting. Makes Science Museum playable for the opponent. Yeah, we just do have Australia 5 into Aviary here. So yeah, with Eagle, Secretary Bird, that does give a third CP from large animals. Not donating. Money's a little bit tight right now, plus... Well, it costs 34, so there's enough, but there's not enough to donate twice anyway. Yep, opponent clearly didn't find very much because they play P-Foul from range into the size 5. Which, I mean, if you're not drawing into anything, it's a very defendable move. They found a red deer as well, which flocks with the rhino as well, which is huge again. Now they're up to 79 points plus better endgames. This is just Secretary Bird from Tsong Chen. Also, it does make sense to play it now. With the Eagle, you'd want to play the Coati for the third bear icon. I mean, ideally you want to play all 3, but the Coati comes after the break when the size 2 comes down. Just a size 2 from the opponent. Does cover the money. It does mean after the break they'll be able to play 2 animals. I'm sure they're eyeing the Tamarin up here. This is just the break from Tsong Chen. See if he does snap away the Tamarin or not. I guess the Anaconda's probably more annoying, actually. Yeah, that's fair enough. Our first petting zoo of the game appears. Human Light does snap up the Tamarin. Could we see the horse get played? No. This is an empty petting zoo game. Okay, we do have the Rhino project, which is Birds 5. And then Human Light just plans to end it with Animals 5 into the 2 little monkeys. It's not an amazing end. And he does know that Tsong Chen has the Eagle, but don't really know what else you can do in the opponent's position. Tsong Chen is maximizing points, supports herbivore breeding, donates. Yeah, with the Eagle, be able to play Eagle Coati plus do another project. This is just both the small monkeys. Oh, for sure, yeah. They were stuck not drawing enough. So they did take snapping pretty late. I think the opponent's main mistake might have been taking workers. It's kind of a weird time to take worker as second reward there. Like, they only got 1 uni in the end anyway. Also noteworthy, they actually do clever down association there just in case of hypnosis. So nice little counterplay there. Okay, true. Yeah, the work that was the third worker for the project that round. That's fair. I don't know. Snapping was hugely important. Like, they had no cards at that point. We do just have Eagle plus Coty into Birds 2. I mean, not an amazing finish for Tsong Chen. Donation as well puts him 4 points ahead. Endgames here are going to be Hydrologist, Breeding Co-op as well, plus Polar Bear Exhibit. So, I mean, not bad. All 4 from diverse species for Human Light, though. Makes it a 2-point game in the end. Very close finish. Yeah, did not expect the diverse species there, but really good endgames here. I think Hydrologist was a pretty big difference, honestly. Like, being able to play the Hippo and then play Hydrologist was probably the game-winning move for Tsong Chen. I think Human Light was fine not snapping the Eagle before in the first round. Like, Eagle difference would have been pretty massive as well this game, but we don't know what Human Light drew from those cards randomly. Like, Expert and Herbivores would have been a great draw randomly. So with the Rhino. I'm not sure what Human Light could have really done if they didn't end. Like, they have no threat to fill map because no build upgrade. Maybe if what it tells me is they didn't have a second project, like maybe they draw cards again, but I don't know. I think Tsong Chen could have potentially played another set of animals and not donated or something, so there was always the threat of Tsong Chen getting more points. I mean, you'd feel pretty comfortable ending there with maxed out endgames plus better endgames here. Yeah, very close, very cool game. That was 33 turns. You actually got the Berserker badge, which is 50 wins in a row down here. And then this was 7 wins later, so this is number 57, 58 wins in a row we're up to now. Second game we're going to look at today. So I might have lied slightly in the video title. This is not a truly empty petting zoo, but it was a common theme between the games. So our player here is, I'm just going to call him Boxer, because that's what the emoticons, that's what all these X's and O's are sort of signifying, I guess, is what the word you'd use to describe it. Against the opponent Ploper. So this was actually a tournament game on Ice Cream Parlors, that's why the ELOs are showing here. So turn-based tournament game. And yeah, we are looking at this from Boxer's perspective. Is the higher rated player here. So projects, Asia, Africa, birds. Endgames for Boxer, Research Zoo, Aquatic. Research Zoo could be okay, could be a reason to keep Vet, but pretty weak reason. Aquatic is really terrible on this map, so maybe you do just have to go all in on Research Zoo here. Aquatic terrible on this map just because of all this water on the right hand side of the map. All sort of grouped together. You can't, without diversity research, you're just going to struggle to play enough water animals. So yeah, interesting opening hand here. I mean, Ornithologist is a slam dunk keep with birds as a project. Apart from that, I don't know. I'd be tempted by Vet for the science tag. I'd also be tempted by maybe one of Meerkat Den or Spotted Hyena Compound. And then, yeah, I'd even be tempted by Petting Zoo here because the other animals just aren't playable. Boa Constrictor is playable if you start with like the 2-rep uni, which could be an idea. Instead of Vet, keep Spotted Hyena Compound, which is a little bit interesting to me. I mean, I'm not a huge Spotted Hyena Compound fan, but I definitely underrate it. The opponent is first player. They just open with a size. They open with a Petting Zoo. Boxer is just going to snap up Spokesperson, so yeah. Research Zoo would be the main reason for that. It's a decent card. I think without Research Zoo, you'd never snap it up there. But it's a good enough reason to. True, yeah, we could be seeing some cross-map travel here with Meerkat Den and Spotted Hyena Compound. Would be a good reason to start with the 2-rep uni as well. Opponent is just going to X-back animals, suggesting they have a Strength 6 sponsor in hand. But we are just going to open with Petting Zoo here. Yeah, this placement very strongly suggesting I'm going to try to cover all the kiosks. Space is tight, but fine, it's not that bad. Like, you still have a size 5 down here. Even if you can completely destroy this part of the map, you have like a aviary up here, you have a size 4 up here, you have maybe a size 3 or something down here, 4 over here. There's normally enough room on ice cream parlors, I feel. Opponent just starts with Cable Car, and very, very suspicious placements here. Like, is the name of the game avoid all of the rewards on the map? Maybe there's something to this. Kind of shocking move to me not taking 2-rep uni here. Because I think especially with Spokesperson in hand, you just want to slam that out and get build upgraded or something. That would be my idea, especially if you're going to play a couple of these sponsors this turn anyway. I'd just be looking to get Spokesperson out and get an upgrade. Opponent does take the 2-rep uni. We start with the Spotted Hyena Compound. I also think very, very slight mistake, but I think you should hunt first. I guess the scary thing about hunting first is it means you can't undo your move anymore, so I understand not doing it. Like, I would stuff up these placements many times. Meerkat Den comes down as well, which is going to hook around here nicely, so that is all kiosks. He has to draw a Porcupine as well. I mean, I guess it's an okay draw. Does make the White Stork playable, which is interesting. Could also... Okay, we get the Sea Lion. Could also dig away the Sea Lion, hoping to draw something better. Opponent just draws from the deck. Yeah, nothing too interesting here. We do have an Asia symbol, but neither player started with Partner Zoo. We have a size 2 here. So size 2 just allows both of these, perfect amount of money for both of these, getting the 5 money from the floor. The opponent just slams down a size 5. So they're spending a lot of money on... They've spent 16 money on enclosures so far. And they're spending 5 to play a sponsor, which is Free Range Monkeys for 9 appeal. That's pretty insane. I actually never considered how good ice cream piles can be for that. Because there are a lot of walls on the floor and they're sort of compact in the middle here. Okay, of course, porcupine is also a herbivore for meerkat den, so yes, makes a lot more sense. I'm not sure if I've seen higher than 9. I've played on Silver Lake a couple of times. I don't recall if it's been higher than 9 or not. I think very wise digging away large animals there when your opponent's just thrown down a size 5 enclosure, so it just digs that project away. Although I wouldn't mind seeing the sea lion get dug away. Chooses not to use a second dig, actually. That's very interesting. I guess the argument for sea lion is it's just spotted hyena compound value. I don't know, it's like... See, there's so little water space. If you're putting the sea lion down, it's like half of your water space gone. Yeah, we do have White Stork plus Europe release combo on the board here. Opponent's just going to build a pavilion to unlock all these kiosks. I mean, that's a very reasonable move. This is going to boost income by a ton, so worth doing that before any break. I think out of the two, you want to get both, but snapping the Stork first makes sense because it is a bird for the project anyway. Opponent's just interested in building another pavilion. Very suspicious spot up here, because this kills an aviary. And out of all the spots, really interesting to put it there. You obviously want it touching a kiosk, but there are many spots on the map to do that without killing your aviary spot. Boxer is just going to cause the break here. You could definitely argue now would have been the time to play Ornithologist because the opponent has no money. Maybe the opponent breaks anyway, but breaking's also very reasonable. Game is kind of even. The opponent actually has more points and income right now. But Boxer has half of a very nice project, and there's a university at 5 here. The opponent just X's back animals. Very suspicious move as well. I was going to get second uni here. Which is 2 upgrades. Probably build and animals, just standard. Build is nice, now we can draw the Europe release from range, so that's pretty much unblockable unless this is a zoo school or something. But no, it's actually native farm animals for 10 points. I mean, these 2 cards to open the game with, absolutely massive. 19 appeal from 2 free sponsor cards. Yeah, you had to spend some money to build the enclosures to touch all these spaces, but now these are empty enclosures that you can use. So, yeah, opponent's taking quite a nice lead here. And yeah, that is some very sick planning. They've pulled it off very nicely. So here we have Boxer actually spending an X to build 6. So definitely understand the pavilion to draw Europe release. Making it a size 5 there is very interesting, because obviously everyone knows that Stork fits in the size 4, but actually choosing to spend an X to make it a size 5 after it gets released, just so you can fit nearly anything in there. Interesting decision. We'll see what animal actually does end up living there at the end of the game, but it could definitely pay off. Opponent has geological as well. just supporting it at 2 from that cable car, but still a round 2 project is very nice when your opponent doesn't have one. They do just take a worker and upgrade animals. Interesting why it's not next to water. That's true. Well, I mean, the interesting thing about it is the reputation, right? Gonna get rep number 7 from playing animals, and then rep number 8 from playing spokesperson, so that would be the only reason why. We do just have the Stalk. Wouldn't be surprised if we see cards X'd out next to play spokesperson. Yeah, look at all the birds on display now. Opponent just drawing from the deck. But yeah, they have a big point lead and a money lead, so like maybe you don't even play spokesperson here, you just get into the next round. Shoebill's interesting. So it is playable. Always feels bad snapping something from folder 1. It also does fit 2 of the projects. Snowy Owl in general is a better card, but not playable, so I guess grab Shoebill before it goes away here. Opponent's just going to X back build. Makes sense, they already have empty enclosures. We are going to see spokesperson. Okay. I think you could definitely justify breaking as well before the opponent plays animals. They also have a worker, so like the opponent's very happy staying in this round. But at the same time, you do eventually want to play these sponsors, so I understand doing it now. Yeah, okay, true. Box is probably going to grab snapping as first reward here. Also think the opponent missed a little trick. I mean, obviously they want hand size, but it would have been interesting for them to grab the 2 science uni. And that blocks this uni reward on 5 here. They do upgrade sponsors though. See what they have. The other thing about the rep is it gives them a 3rd upgrade, the opponent, once they play animals. Upgrading cards makes sense when we're at 9 rep. 2 science with spokesperson, very nice. Can even grab the Snowy Owl just from range here with the reputation. Does indeed do that, and get size 2 reward. Might see the Eagle Owl drawn as well. Okay. Now we're in business. We got 4 birds in hand. I was going to say 5, but the White Stalk is gone. Explorer for the opponent. Things you really hate to see. They already have 26 money. They haven't played a single animal yet, and now Explorer comes down. I mean, even with the White Stalk release, Boxer is behind like 25 money, 23 money right now. Although I like this move a lot. I like the double X on build here, 2X tokens. Opponent's going to upgrade cards from hitting 5 rep. Actually play a Golden Eagle now. Okay. Cable car value is nice. Does seem a tad early, but they actually don't have much else. I think this is accurate. They have 1 card. It's a donkey. So thanks to Explorer now, they're 18 points ahead plus 10 income lead. And they just use their Eagle action to draw. They take Jungle from display as well. Probably eyeing this Rock Monkey here. Alpaca appears. Interesting for both players. Both have one animal in the petting zoo each. This is just going to be break here. Yeah, so the opponent can play like sponsorship vultures from the display. They can play quarantine lab after that. They have things to do this round. I think breaking makes sense here. Size 2's in a fine spot. Don't fast forward. Opponent's just going to grab their first partner zoo. Grab Africa, one of the base projects. Elephant's kind of interesting for Asia, though not playable for the opponent at all. Boxer does grab Asia partner zoo here. It does let you play support 2 Asia. Okay, yeah, I guess we can do Shoebill, Snowy Owl plus Ornithologist before both of them. Opponent does build their size 3. They still have an upgraded build again, so this is the second game in a row. They do grab the monkey though, and they do have jungle in hand. Very awkward spending 2x tokens before animals to get down Ornithologist, but is necessary to play the Snowy Owl. Can be very huge to do animals, play Snowy Owl, and then get Science Museum from 13 rep. That would be very nice as well. Opponent is going to spend an X, so they do get the Alpaca first. They do play their Rock Monkey. And look at the point differential right now. This is huge. 46 to 12. They have 4 rock icons. They have a project in hand with jungle. Boxer gets 3x tokens from 8 CP. Does play Snowy Owl as well. So yeah, definitely expect Science Museum to be grabbed here. Actually, really nice for Research Zoo. Also should be looking at Quarantine Lab. I guess can draw it from cards next action, if it's not gone by then. Okay, those two are massive. Can only grab out... Wait, no, you can keep both. That's a huge draw right there. 2 very point-efficient animals when income is reasonably high. So, I mean, even though there's a point lead right now, it can be overcome pretty quickly. And opponent's just going to break here. I guess the advantage of breaking as Quarantine Lab goes, but it seems like a very interesting time to break for them. We have Petting Zoo number 3. Neither player has snapping though. Kind of interesting that Boxer is not drawing this guinea pig away. I mean, it's good for both of them. Probably just going to grab Europe Partner Zoo though. Just secure that. Upgrading a Sos makes sense. There's going to be a lot of extra money from Science Museum. So you really can like build an aviary. This size 5 not touching water is a little bit annoying now, isn't it? You really want to put like the tiger in there. I guess, yeah, you don't even need to build an aviary, there's only the vulture. Opponent draws Asian elephant. Okay, slight denial, a little bit odd. Brown spider monkey's a weird one. They draw 2 from the deck. I guess what they're doing is putting guinea pig in range for them. I'm actually very surprised the box is not drawing it away right now, because this is a very big guinea pig for the opponent. Spending an X to build size 4 and a size 1. I don't know about the size 1 here. So you get the X token back anyway, but why not Pavilion? What do we need size 1 for? I guess just for the Martin for Asia 2, but Sumatran Tiger is Asia 2. Opponent's just grabbing second partner zoo. They have no projects to do. Science Museum. Yeah, nearly maxed out research zoo. Very nice. Opponent has upgraded build now. They build an aviary. Okay, I mean, it makes sense. They just move the eagle into it. They do get to take the guinea pig from the display. The size 5 is not for the elephant, so potentially just for the brown spider monkey that they drew earlier. Maybe they have Mr. Big Nose. That's an interesting thought. They already have 2. We do have Boxer just spending an X to do association. Guess it does make sense to spend that X because you're about to get it from 15 reputation anyway when you do animals. Just Asia 2 and snapping. Lion could potentially be nice value. Play like, there's a lot of animals here. So Martin, Tiger, Lion, but also want to play Eagle Owl plus Vulture. That's like the next 5 animals lined up. Not sure there's enough time for all of that. Vulture's nice. Are we going to see cards at 3 just to snap it up? We are. A little bit slow from the opponent, but they have 8 cards. They clearly need something to play still. Okay, this seems very, very ambitious. Spending a lot of X's to build 8. I think just slam down your animals. Like, we've had animals at 5 for 2 actions now. Spending an X on a Sosa I didn't mind, but you really don't want build to be ahead of animals at this stage of the game. I guess the plan is building this so you can play the Eagle Owl and Vulture and then do Birds 5. And building 8 is also map fill after the break. I think I would have just liked animals first. Just play Sumatran Tiger and like Eagle Owl or something. It is just brown spider monkey in the size 5 for the opponent. it gives good value. It gives them 2x tokens, as well as some explorer points. Play the vulture as well. They snapped it up. Kind of suggests to me that they have a release for one of them. Either that or they have like large animal zoo. Okay, vulture is for cable car as well. They haven't played their third petting zoo yet either. We know they haven't. They still have like a 30-point lead currently, though we are seeing animals now. King Vulture first. Vet coming back is very nice, actually. 100% keeping Vet there. That is a huge scavenge. And it's just Martin. Missed out on Hunt 3 there, or Hunt 1 and then Hunt 2. But I guess we already have like the next 3 animals to play. Opponent does play the jungle. Okay. They never played their jungle before, so yes, they do have the release for Brown Spider Monkey, of course. They do play that now. Instead of going for the ×2, they just grab 5 money instead. I think putting the ×2 on sponsors there is very interesting. If you can make the opponent cause the last break, I think it's worth doing. They just take the 5 money instead, though. They get a size 3 enclosure from 8. They grab Tech Institute, so... No, they've grabbed the size 3. Because I think you don't mind if the opponent causes the break here. I mean, you don't mind if Boxer spends an X to cause the break. And this display is looking juicy for like ×2 on sponsors here. Yeah, now Boxer just gets to play Vet, stay in the round a lot longer. Perfect card for them. I mean, still 17 points down, but they do have Birds 5 basically done. This will be a close finish. Though we can't forget 3rd Petting Zoo in hand, and now 4 Asia as well. Sunbathe's only 1 card. Still not playing the 3rd Petting Zoo. Playing the monkey to actually clever down sponsors. Interesting. Clevering down sponsors. Look at this display though. Surely you want to play Talented Communicator. That's a 3 CP card. Unlocking Last Worker. Plus the endgame from it. Endgame from Native Farm Animals is dead now. Also not the easiest map to fill up. We are just going to see a card draw from Boxer. Yeah, okay, taking away Communicators, very reasonable there. I guess the question is, can the opponent end the game this break? If they had Communicator, almost certainly. Even without, they're going to be close. They play Petting Zoo here, that gets them +9. They can grab 3rd Uni for 1 CP. They're getting pretty close. Do spend an X to play animals. They play Dingo. gives him 4 money to just enough to play Petting Zoo, gets him to 93 now. Okay, now it makes sense. They could not afford to play any sponsors from the display. Money very tight, beautifully calculated. Also, that is a terrifying picture, I have to say. That is one of the most disturbing pictures I've seen on BGA. $40-point deficit currently. We do have Eagle Owl. Win profile picture? No. No W's there. Oh, I wonder. I think you just play Petting Zoo and then last round you play Tiger plus Lion. So last round, ideally... Yeah, so that's the question. Can the opponent end next move? It seems unlikely. With no money. They can't support a project. So, I mean, I think what you do here is you play the Petting Zoo and then you last round play Tiger plus Lion after doing Birds 5. But it's really then sort of need the opponent to cause the break. Platypus works as well. Okay, Platypus is nice. Venom is super annoying for the opponent. And it's the same points as the Petting Zoo because of Meerkat Den. It's just a bit more expensive. I guess you can play the Petting Zoo as well. Opponent does a very annoying break 2 move. I think they're playing it well though. They really don't need to cause the break at all. Although I will say, pretty clutch Venom, I think, from Boxer. This break definitely hurts. If the opponent ends in 1 move, you're very sad about not being able to do your Animals action plus Birds 5. If you get 2 moves, though, it's close. There's still map filling as well, I guess. Forgot about that. Snap the Herbivore in case you get 3 turns, but not very likely. Well, we know the opponent doesn't have Eagle. I mean, they can't play the Water Eagle. Looks like they are just going to end. Oh, they also covered the reputation with their size 2, which gave them another CP. Yeah, they just do Asia and end the game, plus get pouching. So I guess the better move is just Animals here. Kind of close with Association. Really sad about not being able to do both. So Association is... With all the X tokens, you actually can get Last Worker plus Donate. So Association is... plus 8 CP here. But Tiger plus Lion just has to be better, I guess. Maybe you can also hunt for the Eagle. That'd be that'd be a good hunt. Sadly not. $108 to 97 final score. Endgame over here, just Vet plus maxed out Research Zoo. But endgame over here, non-existent. 1 off from Cable Car. 3 from Diverse Species. Yeah, so honestly, like, slightly worse endgame. Boxer still wins this. Yeah, very interesting hovering around the last break there. The game really could have gone either way. Like, Boxer wins by a mile if he gets an extra action to do birds. But the opponent was just close enough that they were sort of threatening to end the game. It's really close. But yeah, amazing start from them with the 9 appeal free range monkeys plus 10 appeal native farm animals. That was like within the first couple of moves of break 2. Yeah, really nice pattern to like build the petting zoo cable car size 5 to max out both. And yes, lies, they did fill their petting zoo, although we have one here which is close enough to empty. Nice game. Yeah, sad to see 5 birds and not being able to support the project. That was a 30-turn game. Only 4 breaks as well. It potentially could have ended in 3 breaks. Anyway, those are the 2 games that we're going to look at today. So thank you everyone for watching. Have a good rest of the day and see you guys next time.